Okay, here we are, video number 4 in the series, and in this video we're also working on subdivisions and counting. Now we have a couple of different things in this video about subdivisions. In the last video we had bars that were subdivided into 4 pulses, as in a time signature of 4/4, of 4/8, or 4/16. In this video, we're going to learn about subdivisions where the bars have only 3 pulses. An example would be a time signature of 3/4, or 3/8, or 3/2. Okay? Now, we're purposely not defining the note. I'm not saying 3/4. I'm just saying 3/whatever. Remember, the bottom number tells you what note. Well, on this page I didn't draw notes. I just made dots. So we have bars of 3 pulses. We are not concerned what note those pulses are. We just want to know that the pulse here, the pulse might be divided into 2 parts. Now the big part of this lesson is we're learning that when we subdivide the pulse, we don't have to have, in this case we have 3 pulses, we don't have to subdivide each pulse the same way in every bar. So on the second line here, the first line is the pulse. On the second line, the first pulse is subdivided into 2 parts. The second it's not subdivided at all, it's just the pulse itself. And the third pulse is subdivided into 3 parts. And that's the difference between this video and last video. We are subdividing each pulse differently. On the second line of the subdivisions here, the third line of the page, the first pulse is divided. The first pulse is divided into 4 parts. The second pulse is divided into 2 parts, and the third pulse is subdivided into 3 parts. So this first page, we're dealing with 3 pulses per bar, and each pulse is subdivided differently within each bar. The second page is the same as the first, except we're leaving spaces. Very similar to what we did in the last video. Okay, here we go. This pulse, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use a metronome again. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're not concerned what kind of notes they are yet. We're just using the pulse as a sound. Later on we'll talk about if they're quarter notes, what happens, or whatever. So in this case we have 1, 2, 3. That's the pulse. On the second line we have 1 and 2, 3 triplet. 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 On the third line, the first pulse is subdivided into 4 parts. The second pulse is subdivided into only 2 parts, and the third pulse subdivided into 3 parts. So we have 1E and 2 and 3 triplet. 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 This line here, 1 triplet, 2E and 3 and 1 triplet, 2E and 3 and 1 triplet, 2E and 3 and 1 triplet, 2E and 3 and. Last line, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3E and 1 triplet, 2 triplets, 3E and 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3E and so forth. Now the same idea. We're taking the pulse and we're subdividing it. We're mixing the subdivisions, but this time we're leaving spaces also. So it becomes a little bit more difficult. First line is just a pulse. 1, 2, 3. Now the second line here, the first pulse is subdivided into 2 parts. The second pulse is left alone, we're just playing that. And the third pulse is divided into 3 parts, but we're not playing the second of the 3 parts. So we have 1 and 2, 3 triplet. So I'm going to have to clap these out because I'm not going to clap where the X's are. That's where we're leaving the spaces. So the second line, 1 and 2, 3 triplet. 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 Third line here. The first pulse is divided into 4 parts, but we're not playing the second. The second pulse is divided into 2 parts, and we're not playing the first. And the third pulse is divided into 3 parts, and we're not playing the first. We're leaving the rest on that first. So here we go. This line here. 1, 2, 3. 1 E and a 2 and 3 triplet. 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 This line here. 3 parts, 4 parts, 2 parts with the spaces. So, see if I'll play it like this. 1, 2, here we go, 3. 1 triplet, 2 E and a 3 and 1 triplet, 2 E and a 3 and 1 triplet, 2 E and a 3 and 1 triplet, 2 E and a 3 and. Fourth line, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 E and a 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 E and a 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 E and a 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 E and a. So you can see we can have different numbers of pulses per bar. In this example we have 3 pulses per bar, and we can subdivide them, we can mix up the subdivisions, and we can leave spaces. We're well on our way to start applying these principles towards reading music. Have a good one.